Hello and welcome to Financial Conversations with Brian. Thank you for watching tonight. Tonight I wanted to bring up, show you a little something here from the book Your Money or Your Life, and it's a diagram, a little photo here of the crossover point. And the crossover point is this little area right here where the expenses meet the monthly investment income. Okay. This is crossover point's another name for financial independence. Okay, so if you look at this, there's two lines over here on the left. Trend of total monthly income and trend of total monthly expenses. And then on the bottom, you got the monthly investment income, a line going up here. Okay, so for simplicity, I'm just going to use some real basic numbers. Probably not reality numbers or anything like that, but just so the concept is understood. So let's say this person here has a total monthly income of $2,000, and let's say their expenses are $1,000. This gap here is the difference between the $2,000 and the $1,000. So $1,000 left over after expenses are paid out of this $2,000 income. Now, if they take that every single month and invest it down here, and we're going to use a real simple number, 12%. Let's say this person found a high dividend paying stock and it paid 12%. Well, off of $1,000, 12% per year would be $120 per year, which breaks down to $10 per month. Okay? So, how many months at $10 a month earned would it take to get to 1,000? Well, the real simple answer without compounding interest would be 100. 100 times 10 is 1,000. Okay, but it actually takes less time than that because it compounds. So, month one you got 1,000, and in month two you got 1,010, and then you're going to keep compounding. So everybody understands compounding interest, I hope, and how that would work. But without compounding, 100 months. And if we do our little calculation on that, 100 months divided by 12, that's 8 1/3 years. So technically, this person, and let's just say that with compounding, it's actually quite a bit less. Let's say 7 years. It may be roughly 7. 7 years for this monthly investment income to reach your expense level. Now, at that point, you are financially independent. But that's solely going off of passive income. Let's talk about what you can do. Okay? For your monthly income, you're going to do whatever you can to find ways to make extra money. And it doesn't matter what it is. If it's working overtime at your job, it's not the preferable way, but it is a way. You can pick up a side hustle. It could be something like mystery shopping or door dashing or selling things on eBay or, credit cards, opening credit cards and churning them and getting the credit card bonuses, or open bank accounts and churning those and getting those bonuses. There's just so many ways. Okay? Mowing yards, babysitting, pet sitting. I mean, there's just so many things you can do to get this income up. We're not going to get into all those things that you could do to get that up, but you got the picture. And then on the expense side, to get this, you can see the trend over here is this person has found ways to get this monthly income up, and they've always continued to find ways to get the expenses down. Now, it doesn't matter how long it takes, just get there. Do one thing per day to try to find another source of income, or one thing to lower your expenses. And it could be as simple as picking up a phone call, or picking up the phone, and making a phone call, and might be just calling around to different insurance agents and saying, hey, I'm shopping around for different homeowners or car insurance, and we'll see if you can give me a quote. Well, call 3 or 4 companies, see what you get. Take the lowest one. I mean, every single day. You don't get to this crossover point by making one good decision. And a lot of people think that, if I just get me a rental property, then everything is taken care of. Or if I just do this one thing and it's taken care of. That's very seldom the case. Most of the time, it's not $1,000 decision, it's $1,001 decisions that help you to get here. And you have to do your research on investments. You can go to sites like dividend.com, and they have all these companies on there and the amount of dividends that they pay. And they'll even rank them from the highest dividend to the lowest. And the safety of those dividends. I mean, there's just so many ways. But you have to start sometime. Yesterday was the best day. Today is the second best day. All you have to do is figure out a way. Get these down. Get this up. It's very, very simple concept. I mean, this diagram is very simple. But to get those expenses down, you need to write down everything. If you don't have a budget, start there. Make you a budget. And then line by line, look at those expenses. And do not accept anything as solid have-to-have expense. You look at it and you say, is each item on there, is there another way to get this cheaper? Is there another way? And if you don't know the answer, then just do your research. I mean, you're on YouTube now. Type in ways to save on car insurance, ways to save on your power bill, ways to save on your water bill. Read something. Instead of listening to the radio or something like that, pick up a book. Find some books. If you don't feel like going on and buying books, go to your local library. You can get them for free. Educate yourself. Learn at least one thing per day. Ask people about, type in on YouTube, side hustles. And don't accept anybody's advice, one person's advice. Take many people's advice. And also another thing I want to say is actually at our church we had somebody speak, and they were talking about David when he fought Goliath. And I loved what he had to say about it. He was talking about how at first, Saul was going to give his armor to David to use against Goliath, but he put it on and it was just way too big. It didn't feel good. It didn't feel right. And that's because it wasn't made for David. It was made for Saul. David's weapon of choice was the slingshot. That's what he was good at. And just because somebody else says real estate is the way and it's made me a lot of money, well, that may be true. And I'm not saying that that's not correct, because it could be for you, but it may not be for you. You have to be true to yourself. If it's something you know about or think you can learn about easily, then it may be for you. But if it's something that is just totally foreign to you and you try to understand it and you can't, don't go there. You'll mess it up. And I say that about messing up, but do not be afraid to make mistakes. I know in a previous video I've said that, you know, in baseball, being a Hall of Fame, you only had to hit 3 out of 10. You know, and there's a lot of truth to that. You don't have to hit a home run every single time. It's this trial and error. You know, you just experiment. You know, if you mystery shopping or something like that, or you try it and you just really despise it, then don't do that. And that's another thing I want to say about this too, and this investment income to the financial independence. You know, your financial independence, it doesn't have to solely be passive income. It can be a combination of passive income and side hustles. You know, you might say, oh, okay, well, I get up to instead to the 1,000. Maybe I made it to $500 halfway up, and I'm halfway there, and I'm like, boy, I sure would like to just be here at this financial independence level. Well, if you have a side hustle, let's say it's eBay, you know, reselling merchandise, and you make $500 a month there, you're getting $500 here, and you got another $500 for it, you're there. If you love what you're doing, it's not work. And there again, it's one of those things that, you know, you've heard people say, if you do what you love, you'll never work another day of your life, ever. And I think there's a lot of truth to that. If you're in your job and you absolutely love it, well, great. That's great. But there may come a day that you may not, or things could change. Things don't always stay the same. So it's wise advice to go ahead and start building this up. So if you ever are faced with something, this is kind of like your shield. This will protect you. I hope this video was helpful. If you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe. If you like this, hit the like button. And onward and upward, guys. I hope this was helpful. I hope this kind of give you a real brief overview of how you get there. And just because you get here doesn't mean you do nothing. As a matter of fact, most people, once they get here and they free themselves from spending 40 hours a week plus for an employer, they find other things to get involved in. And if it's money-making ventures, sometimes they end up very wealthy because they're not giving time to the company. They're giving time to their own projects. And that's how it's done. So anyway, I guess I will see you guys later. Have a good night and take care. Bye-bye.